Hi, Brandon Artisan, president of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing public speaking workshop for you, the first time teacher in front of a classroom. If you are going back, remember your job is to prepare the young to be a great citizen. For you, first time supervisor, or now you're a manager leading your teams, hitting objectives, hitting deadlines, whatever it may be, you're going to have to meet with your team members. They'll be looking at you for that guidance and advice. And remember, your success is measured by the way the team carries out what you're saying to do. Or you're just a great speaker and people say you need to get in public speaking and you found out that this space is reduced to this box because of the COVID and everybody is trying to get in. But you notice one thing: communications in general may be a good career to think about. Some great 2 year, 4 year institutions. There are organizations that just specialize in public speaking. I would suggest getting on one of those. Now, they do cost money. Now, there's also people that just go through the social sites and they find content or find a video on public speaking that they like and they incorporate it. Don't need to pay anything because they've mastered the ability to practice. Practice separates everybody from anything in any world. So if you can put in that time, that's great. Now, we're here to help the people by giving you some content for free. So today we just want to talk about this. Do you struggle with the imposter syndrome? And if you do, you're not alone. There's a lot of people saying join the club. You see, imposter syndrome is that feeling that you're really not as smart or capable as other people believe, that you're constantly fooling them, and that any second now, you're going to be found out, unmasked, exposed as an imposter. Now, people who suffer from imposter syndrome are lots of very smart and talented people. They think of themselves as success, but because they know that other people are not practicing, it's the lack of the timing, it's the lack of the persuasiveness, it's the lack of their content, it's the lack of them having the ability to own up to their own self value. That's what separates. That's where the imposter syndrome comes in. So, as you can imagine, or as you know from your own experience, this is a pretty bad way to feel. And since nothing kicks up self doubt like public speaking is also a great way to kick up some imposter syndrome. So, now that I planted that into your head, what do you do if you feel like an imposter? To relate to this, there's a couple of approaches you can handle this imposter syndrome and the fear of public speaking that often accompanies that. Now, both theories are well worked out, and the goal will work for you if you just wrap your head around it and open up, research, try it. The first one is understand your own experiences. Every culture in recorded history has looked for ways to quite navigate thoughts and emotions that often plague us, whether it's meditation or therapy or sweat lodges or burning man alive. We're always wanting to be more at peace with our own thoughts and feelings within ourselves. Now, there's a famous public speaking center in New York called Charles de Gaulle, and it's an expert organization for fear of public speaking. He has come up with 6 tips, 6 clues, 6 things of value when it comes to this imposter syndrome. One, expect, allow, and accept that you'll sometimes feel like an imposter. When those feelings come up, however, label how strong they are on a scale of 1 to 10. Once you've done that, observe that you're having feelings. Let them be and calmly wait for them to pass. And while you're waiting, focus on doing the manageable tasks, the things that you're there to do. Always appreciate yourself for getting things done, even though you feel like an imposter. And finally, expect, allow, even accept that imposter syndrome will rear its ugly head up again and that you'll manage the feelings just like you did the first time. Second thing, if you ever heard of Otto Kroninger's associates, it's where people do studies on Myers Briggs, MBTI, emotional intelligence, EQI 2.0. If you believe in that theory of patience and practice, here's where you'll learn a phrase if you've ever perused through their information or you've taken any one of those courses. The phrase called better self awareness for better self management. But the meaning of the phrase really don't hit people until you really start thinking when you're pressed upon doing that last minute, that unprepared content or workshop or presentation. You'll think about it all night and all of the shortcomings in your life up to that point. You're not thinking about the workshop itself, but your shortcomings, the imposter. How can you get in front of the people when you do not believe in what you're talking about? Interesting theory. Public speaking is a dynamic of all time when it comes to the form of communication because oral interpretation or verbal expression has been around for centuries. And for those who see that they're pretty good at it, can you assist and help not only yourself but others? The answer is yes. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series on public speaking. As always, in parting, remember, you go out and make it a champion day.